I'm here at the Boston Book Festival, and we're going to get to the bottom of things. I run a magazine. Do you mind talking to us?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Cult. Is that the name of your magazine?
That's the name of the magazine.
Well, wait, this isn't just a cult. This is a full-blown religion now.
Which religion is this?
This is Orangelicalism, the last version of Christianity, the final one. Go to CVS right over there, $9.99, the orange melanin. Takes about 2 weeks to kick in. You will be in an elite circle. We're offering, this is the Trump Holy Water.
Oh yeah, we're also trying to sell our magazines, which I haven't really thought about how we're going to do it, but a couple of questions for me?
What kind of magazine?
It's an arts magazine.
Oh, well, I mean, what were questions about art?
Art or publishing? Do you think print is dying? What's going on with print?
People's patient is dying, so they're less patient. College students that are starting college, a lot of them have never read a book because it takes too long to read a book. They just want to read a little blurb. So eventually it'll go from 140 characters down to maybe 10.
What do you think's going to happen when it hits 10?
When it hits 10, then it'll be all pictures and music.
What's your name?
Anika.
Anika. What'd you read lately?
What was the last book I read? Oh, I just finished Big Swiss.
Who's that by?
I don't know. Did you actually read it? I did. I actually read it. I can tell you, no, I think about Big Swiss like every single day because I always see people that look like the love interest in the book. Or how I imagine her to look.
What do you think about people putting depictions of characters on the covers? I kind of hate that.
I kind of hate that, and Wes reads a lot of romance books, and they have the depictions on the covers.
Right.
And I don't like that. I like to make my own opinions.
Yeah.
I also don't watch the TV shows usually or movies when a book comes out.
way,
I can't have it spoil it for me.
Thanks for your time.
Of course,
Do
I
you
hope
want to buy one of our magazines?
How much does the magazine cost?
$18.
$18. Wait, is it a lit mag?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually I would.
Okay, sick. This is our most recent one. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah. I find people stationary. I gotta come to them. What are you guys up to today?
Looking for books? Yeah, we went book shopping.
Okay. What type of books are you looking for?
Like rom-com books.
Rom-com books.
Classics, yeah.
What's the best ratio of rom to com?
Ooh. Like I like more calm than rom.
Right.
I think I have to if there's too much rom, it gets a little too corny for me. So I think I'm probably 60-40.
60-40 com rom.
Yeah, I would agree with that, 60-40.
What about 80-20?
Too much.
Yeah.
Much.
That is just
You
a
still
comedy
want
book.
the rom part.
Right. Let's be real, you know.
Yeah, I'm just curious, the prison book program, what is kind of the concept and what's kind of the mission behind it?
Yeah, so we send books to prisoners, a little self-explanatory. Prison libraries are underserved. Sometimes it's not even a physical space, it's a pushcart that goes around the prison. What we do is we take requests directly from incarcerated people, where they'll write us in, they'll say, I need to learn a new skill, I need a notebook, I want to read a romance novel, stuff that's normal human book stuff. And we take that, we're donation-based, so we look through our collection of donated books and just try to find something for people to read. We are entirely at the whim of what the prisons will accept. We have a big poster right there of all the restrictions, all the reasons that books have been rejected from prisons. As we're packing up books and picking books for people, we are matching the restrictions, whether it be a content restriction where we can't send a book if it discusses certain themes, and sometimes it's physical stuff about the book. Some prisons only accept paperback books, some prisons only expect new books, some prisons only accept books so long as they're small enough to fit through their scanner machine that they have in the mailroom.
May I ask what examples of what titles would be normally banned in a prison that would be considered kind of I don't know, a major literary work in the conventional or the outside?
Harry Potter is banned in a lot of prisons. The third Harry Potter book involves a prison in a negative light, and sometimes prisons don't let that in. Other times there's a book called The Words That Create Us, which is about writing poetry, and it includes examples of people I believe who've written poetry in prison, and sometimes that doesn't get in. It's a lot of categories of books. So it's hard to tell sometimes whether or not something that you're sending is going to make it through.
How do you get people involved in terms of donating, and where can they find you all online?
Online, they can find us at prisonbookprogram.org. Yeah. From there, you can volunteer or sign up to volunteer. You can we have links to local bookstores here in the Boston area where we have lists of books that people request quite a lot that we have trouble getting just through normal donations. And people can also drop off donations at our volunteering center in Quincy in the basement of the United First Parish Church whenever we're having a volunteering session.
Well, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, John. It's very nice to meet you.
They're hoping to pressure their billionaire owners into paying them a living wage.
And who are their billionaire owners?
John and Linda Henry, who are the owners of the Boston Globe, the Boston Red Sox, and like half of Florida. And I'm still pissed at John. I'm sorry, can I say that?
You can say whatever you want.
I'm still pissed at John Henry for Mookie Betts. So would you like to talk to people who actually work at the Harvard bookstore?
We would love to. Please. And what's your name, my dear?
My name is Karen.
Very nice to meet you, Karen.
How you doing?
Very nice to meet you. We're hot on the case. We know that John and Linda Henry have been stonewalling a wage negotiation at the Harvard bookstore, that's correct?
We're asking for financial information because they're not saying they won't pay us, they're saying they can't pay us. And we're trying to find out what that means, and we've asked for information, and they've given us very sketchy, vague information. So we're just asking for more. We're just asking them to negotiate and understand what they have and the staff that they have there, and they're just stonewalling us, and that's where we're at.
And what are kind of like your point-by-points want to do? Just like higher pay? Do you want like more pay time off? Or
Started at living wage, and then we were willing to negotiate, and that's really all we've got. We said we'd like something, and they say we give you nothing.
what the current wage is for like an average like bookstore worker like in Massachusetts? Because I'm sure
It's just a few cents over minimum wage. It's about $16.50.
$2.50. All right, and what's your name, man?
Michael?
Michael?
Yeah.
Matt, very nice to meet you. I really
You too.
appreciate it.
Let's go get by the stage. What do you guys do for work?
I don't work.
What are you
I
doing?
should aspire to that.
I am.
Relax. I read, take naps,
Yeah.
go bike riding. She works. Hers is more interesting than mine.
What do you do for work?
I run a pottery school and studio in Somerville called Mudflat. We do classes for adults, kids, and teens, and we have studio space for professional clay artists.
What else should I ask you guys? Ask me something.
Yeah, tell me about cult.
That's what I was hoping you were gonna ask. We're an arts and literature magazine. We're based in New York. The guy I founded it with, we both went to Emerson College down the street. Try to be a little like experimental, a little edgy, a little weirder than the most places that we can find.
Do you solicit writers for your magazine
We do.
and poets?
Yeah, everything.
Tell Sarah, Rachel's friend.
You should tell Sarah.
Let's tell Sarah. Sarah, if you're out there,
Know Sarah's last name offhand? And if I start looking on Instagram, I'll dig it out. But
we'll find Sarah.
and why cult? I mean, the name's a little edgy.
Right.
In current politics,
Here, you hold
it's
the book.
It's kind of frightening.
That's a mic.
Cult.
No, that's the mic. but-
Yeah, no, I got that part. But why cult? You have to tell me.
Well, we wanted something to be a little punchy. One word, especially. We wanted it to encapsulate a little bit weirder. The principles that we were founded on were also, we wanted to be more intimate of the place. We wanted to we call everyone that we publish. We also pay everyone we publish. So we tried to, I don't know, we wanted it to be more of an intimate experience. And so I figured it's kind of cult-like.
You want people to drink the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, exactly. We want people to drink the Kool-Aid.
You know, we have a ballot question in Massachusetts now to legalize psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah.
So
you're pro or against?
I'm pro because I don't think anything ought to be handled by criminalizing. Anything to add?
No, you guys are doing great.
All right, well, I'm going to turn the set over to you. And what's your name?
My name's Jake.
We'll check it out.
I've got a bag full of them. You want to buy one?
Cowboy Hat over here is watching us. I know is he
guy-
with you?
Yeah. Yeah, this is my bodyguard.
Giving your last dollar to the art.
That's it. Yes.
I don't know. It's kind of a vibe thing. I kind of feeling, I can feel the aura. Yeah. This guy with his headphones in, not it. How do you transcend the self?
Yeah, I'm in poetry right now. That's pretty deep. We're both taking poetry at Northeastern.
Poetry workshop.
Poetry workshop.
Yeah.
What do you write poems about mainly?
I've been writing a lot of poems that are inspired by the Old Testament because I'm reading it for a different class right now. I feel like I've taken a lot of themes from that class and projected it onto my own relationship with masculinity.
Sounds pretty cool. What do you write about?
I write about my family and friends a lot. For our final portfolio, I'm doing this project where I make my family and friends read my poetry to me and not break eye contact to like lean into the uncomfortable, awkward side of being vulnerable, and also like incorporating like humor into that as well. I'm writing an article about this event too, so that is a main reason I'm here. But
What's the spin? What are you thinking?
that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out. I mean, it's a great, it seems like a really strong literary hub where a lot of people can go and sort of share like this singular passion with each other, and I feel like it's hard to find that condensed in one place.
You're not looking for the deep, dark secrets of the Boston Book Festival?
I would say it's not as much an investigative journalism piece. It's probably
That's kind of like more your job.
yeah, that's
We're looking for the crimes.
QT library.
We are.
It's a microphone. This is a real Walter Cronkite moment.
The QT Library is a queer and trans lending library that is going to be opening in Boston. We're not quite sure when. We're still looking for space at the moment. Boston real estate is very difficult, but we have a lot going on. We have over 60 volunteers who are working to make the project happen. We're all volunteer-led, so we all have day jobs, and we just do this because we're passionate about it. It's a passion project for all of us. We have about 1,800 books collected so far. And we do a lot of programming as well. We do virtual programming, so people can tune in from anywhere. We have a sapphic sci-fi and fantasy book club that meets every other month. We have a trans YA book club and a graphic novel book club.
Is one of the founders here that really kind of like put this whole together? So you put it together.
So there were 4 original founders. It was Jake Stepanski, Emily Talley, Maddie Deming, and myself, Karina Traub. We wanted an answer to the question of what would happen if we had a space that centered queer and trans stories, especially at a time when there's like legislative and physical violence, book bans trying to erase our stories and ourselves from public conversation. It's been a labor of love the whole time. It's like a love letter to the city. This is the Boston Book Festival. I was an undergrad at BU and took the English Education Club to the Boston Book Festival, and now years later, with an incredible team, like I get to be here with something that I've helped build for this community. So it's a really special time and a special moment.
How's the community response been about getting this project off the ground?
It's been incredible. Last summer we had our first big crowdfunding push. We had a Kickstarter campaign aiming to raise $50,000 in 2 months. We raised $56,000 in those 2 months, so that was a huge testament to how much the community needs this. We have incredible public library systems here, but we wanted to centralize resources and programming and have even more opportunities, as well as a substance-free space and a space that is free to access, no cover charge. You don't have to buy a coffee. You can just come and be yourself.
Wow, that was pretty cool. What'd you think of that, Matt?
I thought that there was a great diversity of voices in what everyone says is a dying industry or a dying brand. It truly couldn't be further from the truth. And I think that people who want to replace those who truly create and reflect and transfer themselves to their own human experience are a sad and lonely person that only shivers and pines and desires to do something similar to what the smallest of writers and artists do. So I thought it was wonderful to see that, and I think that there's always going to be room for improvement in this community.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.